Here we are, day 2
Hey,
of our 30-day challenge of getting back to the land or creating a roadmap for yourself back to the land, if that's what you're doing. And we started 2 days ago. We released the first day. It talks about the strength of a dream and how important that is to your journey, because if you don't have that, you might as well just not even go in the first place. And just so that you have an idea of what we're doing here, we've created a roadmap, how to create a roadmap for yourself to take you back to the land, from wherever you are right now back to whatever your idea of going back to the land is all about, whether it's homestead, off-grid, whatever. I'd mentioned in the first video, I'll probably mention this in all of the videos, that as we started getting this thing developed, we decided it needed to be filled out a little bit more, so we actually made a companion book to go with it. It's called Back to the Land. It's available through Amazon. We also have availability through us personally. If you go down to the bottom into the description, you'll find information on how to get one of these if you want to get one. You don't need one of these books to go through the series. It's just a little bit more information, fills it out a little bit better in there too. And until we run out, we're going to offer the stock that we got to start with $3 off what the normal price is. The normal price is $9.95. We're going to offer it for $3 less than that, because the initial ones we got were just what were they? They were
a little bit fast.
They were premature. I wanted to get them here to know that I had some before we started releasing the videos out. And we did initial editing on them, but then when we got them here, we realized that we had missed some things. So the information is exactly the same. It's just you'll find typos in the $3 off version. But if you want that, we'll sign it and give you all the typos and everything. So anyway, we're up to day 2. Day 2 is all has to do with the level of commitment that you're ready to start putting into something like this. And I can tell you, I'm going to let Shelley talk just a little bit about this, but when we started this, we started with raw land, and it was a commitment. Okay, if any of you have ever done that before, you'll realize how big of a commitment that is. And there were times where, and we had a deadline. I mean, we were going to get to be homeless. The place we were living in, we had to move out on a specific date, and we had very little time to get this cabin to the point of being livable. And that's a commitment. I mean, give me your impression of what that commitment was like from your point of view.
And then we were dealing with rain as well. And so that commitment was coming out and getting a lot of these timber down, because we had to make a driveway as well, because we didn't even have a way to get into our property.
We were sinking in the mud.
Yeah. Yeah. And so in that process, there was constant rain, and I would go out there and wait until the rain stopped, and then we would cut down some more trees and do some more fire and get all the brush cleaned up. We had several things that we used to help us with the cutting down the trees. And
the big thing is that once the decision is made, you really can't back out of it. You're committed, and you have to follow through, even if things are difficult for you. And that's the big thing that you have to understand, is that there are things that will stop you, or things that will discourage you, and you've got to be able to have the commitment to push through those things.
Yeah. So we also, when that rain time, we had brought in some gravel, and we had to make roads. So that's a commitment. If you've not done it, it's fun, but yet there's work to it. And if you can have fun and work at the same time, then you'll be able to get through it.
That helps if you're having fun.
Yeah, we had fun doing it. I mean, it was just like a new challenge, and we were up for it. We were enjoying it.
But we kind of enjoy challenges, so that's kind of right up our alley. You know, one of the things that you're going to run into at the level of commitment is that of funding or financing, getting things bought, getting tools bought, getting your land bought, and then just actually walking it out and living there, because you can't do really anything for free. There's going to be some cost to you regardless. And you know, there are people that say, well, money is not important to me, and I kind of agree with that. Money to a degree is not that important to me either. What's most important to me is having the freedom to live the lifestyle that I want to do. So a certain amount of money makes that possible. And so, if you are thinking that that you won't be able to achieve your goals of moving back to the land because you don't have sources of money, well, we're going to get into that, how you create sources of money, how you pull money out of things that you already may have, and things like that. Those are going to be a few days on from now, but that's a big part of the commitment that you have is understanding that there's going to be an expense for land. There's going to be expense for living quarters. There's going to be expense for tools and equipment to do what you're going to do, and you're just kind of get used to that, and that's going to be one of the challenges on the commitment. Another one is going to be a time commitment, and
yeah, there's times where you're gonna not want to do some things, but we gave up a lot of things when we did our commitment, and we started not having
our business is a good example of that. I mean, we gave up.
We worked hard to get to where we are now, and just to let you know, on a time commitment, I mean, so you may have to give up some non-productive things that hobbies or something like that in your life in order to achieve your dream, if that dream is really strong enough for you. And when we were starting our business to get some income established, some long-term income established, I mean, we gave up two of my favorite things: camping and fishing. and that was a thing that would drain our time. And if we had not given those up, I don't think that we could have actually achieved any level of success in our business, which helped propel us into where we're doing right here, right now. I mean, how would you feel about that? Would you feel if that's It was well worth it, because now we have time, and we have, I can go fishing, and we feel like we're camping all the time. We have a shelter, but being out here is really fun. We really enjoy it.
We gave up camping. We said we were going to give it up for 10 years. We actually only had to give it up for about 5 years.
Yeah.
But now we're on a perpetual camp out.
Yeah.
I mean, we're down here.
I enjoy it.
Yeah. Campfires almost every morning. Another thing that you have to make a commitment on is getting past some of your comfort zones. Because, I mean, what would be an example of a good comfort zone?
Well, every time you run into something that you've never done, you're able to do it. You've got hands, you've got a mind, and, I never knew how to lay tile until one day I laid tile. I mean, that's all new, and I just...
Driving a tractor.
Oh, driving a tractor. Now I've gotten really good, but I was very intimidated by that tractor, especially the backhoe part. I thought I had to dig out just some little test plots, and I thought I'd never get the dirt out. But as I worked on it, and now it's a piece of cake. It's just like riding a bicycle. Once you get on it and you do it, then you will learn it. And then once you have it, you don't ever have to go back and learn it again, because you know it. So I encourage you to go ahead and get out of that comfort zone, because you'll be able to do it. Hey, I'm a woman. If I can do it, you can.
Yeah, really, comfort zones will stop you. And, I run into some of those things sometimes with employees and sometimes with just friends, where they run into an obstacle and have never done it before. So it's like they don't know what to do, don't know where to start. And it's just, figure it out. You're okay. Step outside of that comfort zone a little bit, and maybe you might have to learn a new skill. You might have to buy a new tool. You might have to do something that you've never done before. But commit to being able to get outside of your comfort zone, and you'll be able to accomplish a lot more. I'm going through notes here a little bit. So another one of the things that will stop you, that you're going to have to find a way to commit to, find a pathway through, is that of a spouse that isn't exactly on the same page with you. And for the most part, I mean, we've been fortunate that we've been mostly on the same page all of our married life with the things that we want to do. But then when we get out here, we have all kinds of different ideas about how we want to go about doing things. And and both of us can be pretty dominating when it comes to making those decisions. And I mean, how do we get through those?
Well, I always look at what is good and what is not so good on the situation. And I learned to come together with my husband in a way that it works for both of us. And you got to kind of be willing to give up some things, and yet he gives up some things for me, because this is a partner thing. It's not just one way. This is a partnership.
Even though I know better. Just kidding.
We do this as a partner, and there's time. The time is the issue with us, because sometimes I want to get busy and get this done, and he is on a separate page and a different part of the journey, and then we come together and we discuss it, and then I'm okay. So I think the most thing you have to do is have your communication going, because you need to be on the same page in that communication, and it helps that part of it, I think.
Yeah, and I don't know if I should address this to the guys or the women, that in our relationship, she's a much harder worker than I am. Okay, I am okay with just taking a break. Now, I work hard, but overall, she's the harder worker of the two. And she will want to push through things to completion, even if it's dark and we're out working by candlelight. Okay, and I'm not that way. I would rather just, tomorrow's another day, and we can start it up tomorrow, and I'm usually the one that is ready to go relax and kick back and not work when we get a little bit tired. So I have to be accustomed to the fact that she wants to push a little harder and I don't. And so that probably is one of the biggest obstacles that we run into. And
yeah, and I've got to see that the days he needs to rest, and let him rest, and then I just do other things. So
she just works on it.
There's all kinds of things you can do. I mean, we just make it work.
Yeah,
you just
we make it work. Now,
work.
there are places where we have to draw the line, though. And one of the places where we draw the line is if she ever decided that she wants to start a goat herd. That's when the real fight will start. Yeah.
I haven't had that in me yet.
I doubt if she will. Anyway, so today we're going to wrap this one up. Remember, there's more details in the book if you decide to get that. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, turn the notifications to all so that you don't miss any of these. They'll be all loaded up on a playlist, so you can go through, once they're all out there, you can go through and binge them all if you want to. But do us that favor, subscribe. You can always unsubscribe later on if you don't like what you're getting. But and leave us some comments if you have questions. We're still a small enough channel that we can answer questions virtually from everybody that asks. So we're happy to do that. And just remember, this is day 2 of 30 days, and so there's going to be another one coming out right away. Is that it?
Yep.
Okay, so here's our toast. Here's to having an excellent adventure.
And may the stopping never start.
See you next time.
You bet.
If you've enjoyed this video, give it a like and a share, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below and the notification bell. See you next time.